Perfect.
Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today we have a really different, cool video for you.
I'm pretty excited. We're gonna do like homemade Halloween makeup. And by homemade, I mean we don't have any fancy makeups. We don't have like a Halloween kit.
Yeah.
We don't have the special effects makeup stuff. We're gonna use things that you probably have at your house, and if you don't, you can run down to the store that's right down the road and grab it.
Yeah, like most of this stuff, well, all of it we had. It's like stuff we already had. So it's like basically Halloween makeup that anyone can do if you are caught in a jam and need to like get a Halloween costume together really quick.
Yeah, and I do this probably every couple of years. I'm late to the punch. I don't get a costume, and then I'm like, crap. So I put on one of the dresses in my closet and do some creepy makeup. And I've never had a problem. It always works out good.
Yeah, like when I was a little kid, my parents would buy me Halloween costumes, but like when we were teenagers, like our parents didn't buy us Halloween costumes. I don't remember my parents ever getting me a Halloween costume.
Right.
So like when we started hanging out, we had a Halloween party to go to one year, and I was like, we don't have anything to wear. And Angelica was like, oh, I can do like, you know, like special effects kind of makeup so we can look like zombies, you know? So we like did stuff like that.
That was probably the first time I've ever tried it. Here's a picture of it. And then I've gotten better at it. I can like add stuff in to look like flesh and stuff now.
Well, yeah, because that was like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. So then let's show them a picture of last year. I was really proud of this one.
Yeah.
So I don't have a plan of what I'm doing, but I'm very excited. I've only done it maybe twice on someone else's face. So I think this is gonna go really good, and I'm glad you guys are here to watch.
All right, let's get started.
Okay.
I'm excited.
So let's start off. I'm gonna put your hair back in a bobby pin. And this is just my makeup bag that I take everywhere. Half of the stuff I never use. It's like Wet n Wild, Revlon, Elf, what else? LA Colors, just cheap stuff, you know? You don't need to get super fancy.
Yeah, like you can go to the drugstore, and most of the stuff, if you do makeup, like, you know, at all, you probably have a lot of this stuff already.
The lash adhesive for like eyelashes. Some of you might not have that, but if you don't, you can also use like the Elmer's glue, the like liquidy kind, or even the stick glue. You just might have to get globs of it. Also, you can use Vaseline. I have this cute little bottle, and I'll show you how to do that too. We have syrup, cornstarch, and red food coloring. You can mix those three together just until you get the consistency you want for fake blood, if you don't have a tube of fake blood. And those three things are something most people who cook have lying around their house. I don't have cornstarch, so I used flour, I think, and that worked just fine. You just gotta, there's no measurements to it. You just mix them together.
You might have to try a couple different times. You know?
Yeah, because some people have their syrup warm, so then you're gonna need more powder to thicken it up. I keep mine cold, which as soon as it hits the body, it gets warm, but it's really all just experimenting with what you have, and it'll turn out good as long as you just try. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It looks bad, you gotta wash your face. Well, then you're back to square one.
Yeah. And all I did before this was foundation and my eyebrows.
So I think I'm gonna do like a half and half face, kind of like the picture I showed you from last year. One half is gonna look like something awful happened to you. The other half is gonna be cute, like maybe someone pushed you out of a car and you got road rash all over the side of your face or something. So I'm gonna just put a like white translucent type of powder, rice powder, whatever kind of white powder you have, just to get rid of the shininess in the area you're gonna be working, and it'll lighten it up a little. So that's fun. I am going to outline my work area with some eyeliner. So I'm just gonna kind of draw what I want the wound to look like. I don't always do this, but I figure that'll work best so I know the placement of where I want everything. So do you want it to go, we can do like sideways over your cheek, we can go like through your eyebrow.
Let's go vertical.
Okay, good, that's my favorite one. So just do like a triangle. Don't have to be perfect at all. Above the eye, under the eye. Just so you kind of know what you're doing. And then I'm gonna darken in that area. So eyeshadow, eyeliner, lip gloss, really anything you have just to make that spot darker. It looks like, then it'll look like, you know, it's actually like deep. So I'm using just a tiny little sample palette of a black eyeshadow with a brush. It's actually my lip gloss brush, and I'm using it because then it's a little moist, so the powder is going to kind of thicken up and stick better. And it don't have to be perfect. It's supposed to look messy. I've never seen a perfect looking wound until after a hospital visit, you know?
Exactly.
This one would be pretty cool if you had a contact, like a really neat contact for your one eye.
Or like a bloody one.
Oh yeah. Okay, now I'm just gonna do some eyeshadow. I'm gonna make it look like she started her day with makeup on her eye before this tragedy happened. Toilet paper, 1 ply, 2 ply, 50 ply, don't matter. Rip you off a piece, not a perfect rip. Like I said, nothing I'm doing here is perfect. Q-tip with a little bit of Vaseline. Because you gotta remember the Vaseline's sticky, especially to toilet paper. And you're just gonna put some around the triangle that you made. I think that Vaseline, like when it comes to this, like on your face, it works about the same as stick glue.
Oh, okay.
Just because it's so sticky.
It's probably better for your skin too.
Yeah. And then, so it's just a little piece, and I'm gonna rip off an even smaller piece and start sticking it on. Oh, didn't even have to rip.
It's cheap toilet paper.
That's all right. Stick it right onto the Vaseline. I'm gonna keep doing this all the way to the bottom. While I do that, do you have any cool Halloween stories?
Well, I think you might have been there. Did you go into that house down by Kelly's house with us?
Yeah. Wait, maybe not. Which one?
The big white one that was like half burned or whatever.
I don't know if I went in there with you guys, but I have been in there, yes.
Well,
did we go to the back cellar when we went?
I'm not sure, but we went to this house down by our friend's house. There's like, because we live in a small town, so there's like a haunted house that everyone knows about, you know? And like every teenager breaks in there and stuff. And like normally, like it was never really scary. We used to go to it all the time, you know? But one time we didn't go to it for a little while, and we went back. And I remember because our friend took an alarm clock, like an old alarm clock that she found in there, and I was like, you shouldn't take that, dude. So one of the times that we went in there, and usually this house was trash, you know, it's like the one house that everyone breaks into, you know, so of course it was always like trash. But one time we went in there and it was like trashed. Like there was a lot more stuff, like someone took out all of their documents and stuff, like it was weird. There was a bunch of little kid homework sprawled all over, and like little kid stuff sprawled all over, which was weird because I don't remember ever seeing that in there before. And like we filmed a little short like movie in there one time, so I had been there a lot. But we found all this, and it was like really old homework. Like we found this little kid's report card from like, I don't know, it was like 40 years old or something.
Really?
Yeah, nothing like overly spooky happened, but I just remember being really, really creeped out by the fact that there was freaking, like we had been there so many times and there was never anything. And then all of a sudden this one time we go and there's like, because it's not like a little kid, it's so weird. It's not like someone would break in and, you know, bring their old report cards and stuff and throw them around.
when I went, there were like little kid toys and stuff on the floor downstairs. And when we went upstairs, it was very creepy. I just had that feeling in the pit of my stomach that like we shouldn't be here. And there was one door that we tried to open and it wouldn't open. And then all of a sudden it came open when we started to walk away after we had tried to open the door. And so we went in there and the people I was with started looking in the closet and there was a bathtub in the closet. It was the weirdest thing. I wouldn't go near it because it just felt wrong. Liquid foundation, just putting it around the edge of the toilet paper, giving the toilet paper a little color, skin color, and then like a door slammed shut on us. It was weird.
Yeah, see, like, we used to go to a lot of, like, abandoned places that were supposed to be haunted and stuff, and, like, I remember one time I didn't want to go in because we lived near, like, a Native American reservation, kind of. It's, like, kind of close to us. And we went there, and there was, like, this old, it looked like a house, kind of, like a big house, but for some reason, I forget who knew about it. I think it was my stepsister.
Let me grab one more little brush.
They knew that it was an abandoned mental insane asylum. Like, apparently they used to use it for, like, Native Americans on the reservation. So that was creepy, and it looked like a house, but then when you went up to it, you know what was inside the window?
What?
Okay, there was one window that we could get into. It looked like a laundry chute, so you had to crawl down this laundry chute looking thing. But it was huge. It was like a big one, you know?
You crawled down it?
Jill. I did not do this because I'm not a psychopath, but our friend Kelly and I forget who else was there, but two people went in. Oh, I think it was Justin. They went in and I was like, no, I'm gonna stay out here. There's probably homeless people living in here. There's a weird laundry chute, and the laundry chute went to the basement. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And they went in there and I was like, Kelly, grab me something. I'm too scared to go in, but will you please get me something? And I didn't believe that it was a mental institution because it looked like a house and I was younger, so I was like, this doesn't make any sense. But Kelly and Justin swore that there was like stuff in there that was like clearly like beds and stuff from like hospital beds and stuff, like old ones. They also said there was a Game Boy Advance in there and a bunch of World War II magazines. And Kelly grabbed me, she took me a bunch of the World War II magazines and I had them for the longest time, but the scariest thing that she brought me back was this metal clipboard. I think I showed you before. It's a metal clipboard that says a guy's name on it and then it says seizures.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay, nope, this is definitely like some kind of weird hospital, like if they have that in there.
Right. So I know that the foundation, it's totally a different color than her skin. So we're just gonna blend it in all around it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, obviously, if her face is all scraped up, you know? So just blend it in the best you can. I'm gonna go over the outskirts of it with some powder also. And you gotta remember, if you go to a Halloween party or trick-or-treating, it's gonna be dark outside too, so if your skin's a half a shade off, who's really gonna say anything?
Yeah.
Last year when I did mine, my whole side of the face was a lighter skin color.
Well, and really what you could do is just use the wrong shade all over your entire face, so that when you blend it in,
Yeah.
you know, then it'll just look like, I mean, if you just take it down your neck or whatever.
Yeah. And so, here, I'm gonna turn your face. If the Vaseline isn't working for your toilet paper very well, you either have too thick of toilet paper on there, or if you don't think that's the problem and it's just driving you nuts, grab some of your lash glue or Elmer's glue or whatever else and just put a couple dabs under it and it'll stay fine. Mine stayed for like 7 hours last year and all I used was stuff I had at home. Okay, I'm gonna go over all that with some powder, except this. I'm gonna give that a minute to just kind of settle into itself. I know it's not a good thing, you know, when teenagers like break into houses, But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's fun to be able to, like, you know, go to a, here, close your eye. Go to a house that you think is spooky.
Yeah, we did it so much when we were younger. I think just because we're from a small town, so it's like that's what you know, that was like a fun, innocent thing to do.
I think there was a couple different houses that were like burnt down that we went to check out a few times. But I never wanted to actually experience a ghost just because it's so terrifying.
I was always really scared, like, not in our town, I wasn't super scared about it, but like when we went to other towns and did stuff like that, I was always so scared that there was gonna be like homeless people living in there and they were gonna like freak out on us
yeah.
for, like, you know. And I mean, it never happened, but like I would still be really scared about it.
Yeah. Because you don't want to disturb them and them freak out and try to
Yeah.
fight you, and then
They might think you're a ghost and you'll probably think they're a ghost. It'd be really confusing.
it would be. Back to the white powder again, getting some of the shininess off of the liquid foundation I just put on.
So we knew a girl from school, and she came over to my house a few times, and like we hung out and stuff, whatever. And around the same time, I was having stuff going on, like every night. My husband was away, so it would just be me sleeping at home with my cat, and I kept hearing something in the attic. And like it was always at like 3 a.m., you know, so I was a little bit creeped out, but I assumed it was a raccoon because like this is an old house, you know, like it's got stuff like that happens, like animals getting in. So I assumed it was like raccoons because it was in the middle of the night, but I'm like, still, dang, that's like creepy, whatever, you know? And I thought, well, maybe I'm just like hearing things, but no, because one night it woke me up and Jim, my cat, was watching it. I heard this thing, it must have been a huge raccoon, but I heard it walk across the roof, like, and Jim watched it walk the entire way. So I knew I wasn't just hearing it, so I got really freaked out, and this kept happening, and it was really weird. And I looked online and it said, you know, like, and I had been watching a bunch of those videos where like people go to an abandoned mental institution and play with the Ouija board, and like this was when I first got really into YouTube, so I was watching all these scary videos, so I was like, I'm fucking freaking myself out, you know. Like that was happening for quite a while, and then I talked to you and the girl we went to school with, and you both told me like that's what they say a lot is if you hear like walking or scratching or noises like that, because I was hearing scratching in the walls too. They said if you hear that in the middle of the night, a lot of times it's like because of like ghosts or demons or something. So I was really fucking freaked out about it. But eventually Alex came home, it stopped happening. That was even weirder because I was like, okay, what's going on? But
Liquid eyeliner. I'm just kind of, sorry, I just want to tell them what I'm doing. I'm just giving some dimension to the inside of it before I start working more around the outside. I'm doing some different reds and blacks to get that definition of a woman.
then me and Alex are laying in here sleeping one night. This is like a little bit after he came home and it stopped. He is like kicking his legs and stuff and like making noise. So I assume like, okay, he's having a nightmare or sleep paralysis or something. So I wake him up, and it was kind of weird, but he was like, oh yeah, it was like there was someone in the room, whatever. So we go back to bed, and then I wake up again to him screaming, and it scared the shit out of me, obviously. So I like jumped out of bed and freaked out, woke him up, and he said that he saw a white face like under the blankets coming up like
Oh my
in
god.
between us, like on my back.
Oh my god.
And I'm like up all night scared. He was like, it was just a bad dream. But I'm like, yeah, but it was coming out of my back, not yours.
Yeah, for real.
That's so creepy.
Like, what does that mean?
I forget, you told me that you like saw on Facebook or something that somebody's little brother had seen the same thing
Oh my god.
in our town.
Oh my God.
And I have been hanging out with her too.
This is old Halloween face paint. It was 50 cents. It's just a generic red. You can use red lipstick even. Like I said, I'm just going over right now with dark colors and different reds, giving it the look I want to get before I do the finishing up stuff. So did he keep having the bad dreams, or?
No, we used to both get sleep paralysis. He would get it really bad, but he hasn't gotten it in a while. It like comes in phases though. Like for a while, you know, you'll get it and then you'll stop getting it. Like I feel like every so often it like comes back.
Yeah.
But I never got sleep paralysis, like ever. I never experienced it until we lived in our first apartment, and it was the first time I had lived away from home. So like,
Okay.
so it could have been like, you know, stress or whatever, you know. But it's weird because I only got it in that one apartment. When we moved to our next apartment in the same town, I stopped getting it. And at that apartment, I swear that apartment was so creepy. There was an owl that lived outside our bedroom window. So in the summer, we couldn't open the window because you would just hear it hooting all night. And it was weird because I had never even seen or heard an owl before that. So I was like, what the fuck is this owl doing living right outside our window? That's when I started to get sleep paralysis really bad. And one night, Alex woke me up, and I thought that I had just woken up on my own. And I was sitting up in bed, and he was staring at me like with this scary look on his face. So I started like, I thought he was trying to freak me out. So I started like punching him, like not hard, but punching him like, stop doing that, you know? And then he freaked out. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I noticed he was scared, and I'm like, what? And then I got scared, and he's like, you were chanting in your sleep. And I was like, what? I was so freaked out. I was like chanting in my sleep. He said I was sitting straight up in bed chanting.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, what, dude?
And you know what? The really freaky thing about that is that it was a owl. Because have any of you seen The Fourth Kind? We went to the theaters to see that when it came out, and we couldn't sleep for like weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it's The Fourth Kind. It's about aliens disguised as owls, and it's based on true events up in Alaska. And so when she told me about that owl for the first time, I lost my shit.
Yeah, well, because you live next to me.
Yeah. At that time, we were living right across the hall from each other in an apartment complex. And so I'm like, girl, what?
Well, you know what creeps me out about it is one time when we were in high school, I was staying over at Angelica's, and we were sleeping in her bed, and in the middle of the night, like, I woke up or something, and I looked over at her, and she was still awake or something. I'm not sure how it happened, but in the middle of the night, I looked at her, and she started freaking out, and I was like, what? And she was like, your face. So I'm like freaking out about my face. Like, I'm like, what's wrong with my face? And she said that I looked like a witch. Like, not like me, like my face, but she said that, like, when I looked over at her, like, in the dark, you know, it looked like a witch was laying next to her.
I still remember it. And if right now it was nighttime and we're talking about this, I would seriously get so scared. But I still remember that face that was on her face, dude.
It freaked me out so bad because
I couldn't move. Like, that's how freaky it was to me.
Yeah, it freaked me out because, like, you were so scared. And I didn't know what was going on, you know?
Yeah.
The same with when it happened with Alex. Like, when I was chanting, it's like, I've had a few times in my life where I'll be sleeping or something, and then something weird will happen, and I wake up and someone else is so freaked out that I, like, freak out because I don't know what's happening. When I was little, my brother and me and my stepsister and my brother's friend were sleeping in our living room. And, like, we fell asleep watching South Park, and so we were all just sleeping out there, and we had, like, a little tent set up and stuff, and I was on this huge chair that we had with, like, a leg rest and stuff, like this giant chair. So I was sleeping on that in the front of the living room. I woke up standing up, and I turned around, and my brother, his friend, and my stepsister, who, like, my brother and his friend were, like, teenagers at the time. They weren't kids. And I turn around and they're hiding behind, like, the couch, so scared. And so I thought there was like a killer by me or something, you know. So I ran to them and they were like telling me to stay away and stuff. They were freaking out. And I'm like, what's going on? I was pretty young. And they said that I was sleepwalking and I got up and was banging my head on the wall.
That is so scary. Like, I feel like for some creepy reason, you're like susceptible to being taken over. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you're sleeping, because there's been all these instances where she's got a different face, she's banging her head on the wall, she's chanting. Like, these don't sound
There's
good.
a face coming out of my back.
Yeah. This is really scary. I'm gonna let this one dry a little bit because I've got some liquid eyeliner, liquid foundation, and lip gloss on there. I want it to just dry up, and then I'm gonna do the finishing touches on that. So I'm gonna start working on this side. Just do a little bit of like normal makeup. Are you good with other people putting on your eyeliner?
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's try. So I have so many spooky stories that I don't even think I could get into it.
Yeah, like those are most of my spooky stories. Like I've been creeped out before or whatever, but I don't have that many.
Yeah.
I know that you have like a ton.
I do, like, okay, so where I grew up, my parents' house and the neighbor next to us, they were all part of an old Mennonite farm. And then they burnt down, and the neighbor's house was like a chicken coop before they turned it into an actual house. And our house, around it, you can still see the stone foundation from the old Mennonite farm. And so we have this huge willow tree in between the yards. And me and my sister had a metal detector that she got for a gift one time. And we were metal detecting the yard, and it started going off over by the willow tree. So we dig and dig and dig, and we find a pair of old shackles. Like old rusty shackles. So we show our parents. My mom gets freaked out and throws them away. And then we had a tree house, 2-story, awesome, fun tree house. And me and the neighbor boy were the exact same age. He had 2 older brothers, and we would always go play out there. Well, one night my dad was on his way home from downstate. So me and the neighbor kid were playing in the house, and when we heard Dad was getting close, we went under our porch stairs right at our house, and we were waiting for him so when he came home we could jump out and scare him. But his older brother was walking home from their barn, which he had to pass the treehouse. He saw the boy in the treehouse, and he's like, "You better get home. Mom called over there and told you to be home a little while ago, and she's gonna be mad at you." And the little boy never responded back to the brother. He was just standing there in the treehouse looking at him. And the whole time, me and the boy are under the porch watching this happen, wondering who the older brother is talking to. So the older brother runs in the house, tells his mom, the mom calls, and me and the boy answer, and we're like, "What are you talking about? We haven't been in the treehouse." So there's some ghost or whatever there that like can take the face of us. It's really creepy. My mom has seen the neighbor woman on the porch before when she was never there. So like there's a lot of creepy stuff, and like I could go into so much detail, but then I wouldn't keep working because I can't work and talk at the same time. But we've had a lot of freaky stuff. Like one time we were having a bonfire, and for the neighbors to get to the fire, they had to cross under the willow tree. And I guess the mom was looking at her phone trying to walk over to us, and as soon as she got under the willow tree, the clock on her phone, the numbers started going all crazy, and it showed that she was like six hours ago or something is what the time said under the tree.
Oh.
Yeah, like it wasn't even the right time. And like my mom calls the tree Grandma Willow, and like I feel like the tree, you know, because willow trees are old and huge, so I feel like there's something.
There is like definitely something, I don't even know what the right word is, but definitely something weird about willow trees.
Yeah, like
They're
I feel like
very mystical.
Yeah, like it holds secrets or something.
It's cool that it's really interesting because we don't have a lot of willow trees around here, but the house you grew up in had a willow tree, and the house I grew up in, right in between, it was technically on the neighbor's property, but it was right in between our houses. We had a willow tree.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never thought about that before. And we don't have a lot of willow trees.
No, they're my favorite tree though.
I also had a white birch tree in my other neighbor's yard, and it was my favorite tree.
Okay, just putting mascara on her, I'll call it the pretty side. And guys, like day to day, when I do makeup, I usually just like fill in my eyebrows because I have a couple scars. So like, I don't do anything crazy with those. And then mascara, and like that is my daily makeup. So I'm not like a makeup tutorial lady at all. But I figure these are easy enough to follow along. That if you need to look half dead, we got you covered. I think doing the pretty eye takes a lot longer, than the gruesome eye.
Yeah.
I can't even wing other people. Like I paint and do art and stuff, guys, but winged eyeliner is not my forte.
It's so hard.
So now I am just taking one of the brush we used last time for this side, and I'm just trying to make it a little more messy. Because right now it looks kind of clean, my colors are all in the right spot, and that's not really how you want it to be. Because, well, I mean, come on, have you ever had a wound? It's not like it's in the right,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you can blend and blend, smudge and smudge, make it look like, you know, it's bruised around it. Just kind of go to town with it, because if you mess up, no one knows that it's a mess up. So after I get this done, with the colors where I need them and everything, since we do have a tube of fake blood, I'm going to use that. But, you know, if you guys watch this and you're going to do any of this and you need help making the fake blood with stuff you have at home, get on there and let me know, and we can figure it out together. But it's really easy. I think we did it in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people, when they're doing Halloween makeup and when they do their dark eyes, they just make literally a circle around their eyes. That always bugs me really bad.
Oh, yeah.
I have an old brush that I use for lip gloss, Halloween makeup. I use it for everything. And I am going to get some fake blood on it and start filling in the inside of the wound, because now it's black and red in there. Sometimes I'll add purple too, which kind of works because, you know, our muscles look purple. And this is like darker. It's got that darker.
And this was just really cheap fake blood.
I think it was literally $1 at like Family Dollar or Dollar General.
Yeah, like,
It's like came with a vampire kit even. Any type of that fake blood. Some of it's really runny, so you want to be careful.
I've always gotten more compliments on Halloween costumes that I make than like if I just wear like a one that I bought.
Yeah. Sometimes, sometimes in the fall, like we can't afford fancy Halloween costumes, so we just make them, like, and those always look so much better. Like it's so original.
Yeah.
I think this blood might have gone bad because it's black.
Oh.
That's okay. It'll look coagulated. And like get a good glob on your brush, and you can just glob it on and let it run, because that's when it's gonna look the most natural, you know?
Yeah, because that's what happens.
Yeah. So I just get big globs, I put them where I want them to start, and then I'll smear them around a little bit, but then I want to let them run. This one, I guess this one wasn't the perfect one because it's like zombie blood, it's called, so it's really thick and dark. And the toilet paper like absorbs the colors, so like it looks really cool. We'll get some close-ups once we're all the way finished. But it's like sometimes these Halloween, like this big red one I showed you guys, this one. It's like sometimes it's too red.
Yeah.
You know? Like people put it on their kids for their vampire makeup, that's fine. Kids are gonna love it. But like, it doesn't really look like blood.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not hating on your kids' costumes, trust me. I have children, I know what it's like to try and do their Halloween makeup. All right, that one's dripping. Okay, so this is my favorite part, is once you add the fake blood, so it soaks into the toilet paper and then it kind of, yep.
Is it gonna drip off my face?
No, it's just gonna run down your cheek. It gives it this like fleshy look. We'll try to get some good close-ups for you, but like, it's really cool. And you never want to touch the drips because then you're gonna get that brush mark and you have to redo the drip. So like, she's worried about this one running all the way down, but it's so thick, it's just gonna follow her skin until there's no more drip. I have never had it run down onto my clothes. So, yeah, it just kind of chills out where it goes. We have to fix this right here. I don't know if you guys can see that from this far back, but there's a piece of the toilet paper that is like sticking up that doesn't look like flesh. So I'm gonna try and cut that off with these scissors. But these scissors are not sharp, so that's not gonna work. I'm gonna stick it down instead. And then what I usually do is just do some crazy hair, you know, or do cute hair and then make it crazy right by the wound.
Yeah.
Liquid foundation again, just to stick this side down because it's already stuck to the face. So since we're putting more foundation on, we're gonna have to just do a little more of that bruised color around it. We don't wanna leave something unblended, you know. It's looking really nice though. You guys will have to let me know what you think. I'm so satisfied with this. I don't want you to wash it off today. Like, I wish you had somewhere to go.
Maybe I should go to the pumpkin patch like this.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You think they'll let me in?
Yeah, oh yeah, they love it when people wear costumes. I went, when I did my face like this last year, the picture you guys saw, I had to go pick my son up from elementary school like that.
Oh my gosh.
Because the only time I had to do my makeup was while he was at school, you know, and then I had to go get him, so I'm like, well, whatever.
That's funny.
I am gonna do mascara on this eye, just because she would have had some on before the accident happened. And we both love this mascara, guys. It's the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Original.
It's like the best drugstore mascara.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so good, it just is.
And like, some people spend a lot on mascara, but you really don't need to, as long as you find the, sorry. As long as you find the right one.
Yeah, I have tried the $25 one from like Unique or whatever, and I did really like that, but it made my eye allergies spike up a lot. So then I found this one and I've been using it ever since.
See, I feel like $25 is so much for mascara.
I know. Sweet. So you guys probably can't see it because of the lighting. Right here, it's like really like neon pink color. I'm gonna hit that with a little bit of darker color, and then I think we're just about done with it, which I don't think it took that long. If you sat with us this whole time, I appreciate it. I'm gonna need to get a contour palette because I love this dark color that comes in it.
That's my favorite contour palette that I've ever had, and it's Wet n Wild. It works so good.
I'm just trying not to get any of the blood in it. And what I did is I closed my eye and did a drip of blood like from my eyebrow down over the eye. I'm not gonna do that to her. All right, let me see if I'm missing anything. It looks really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Let me do some shadowing over on this side. Right here. Like right now, the toilet paper is sticking up a little funky, so just take a brush, lightly tap it back down, and it'll stick right back to that Vaseline. And if it's not, put either, you know, get a little more Vaseline on it, or like I said, the lash glue, Elmer's glue, anything you got that's sticky. It doesn't have to like stick forever.
Yeah, and Elmer's glue is a lot tougher than people think.
I used to use it for my mohawks.
Yeah, and she had like a big mohawk.
Yeah. Okay, sticking that toilet paper down, opened up a white spot. Let me just fill that in.
Can you stop kicking me?
Ooh, should we do lipstick?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. I don't know what kind of lipstick I should do.
You wanna do the weird gray one?
Yeah, I really wanted to, but I wasn't sure if you were gonna think that one would look good.
All right, I don't know if I'm good at this.
I don't love that applicator. applicator either.
No, I don't like that either, but
This lipstick smells good.
it looks a little messy, but I mean, that's okay. Let me do one more drip of blood. Oh, you know what? We gotta do a little bit from the nose.
I was just thinking.
Yeah. See, this is, I like working without a plan because then you can just kind of do it as you go. And I mean, this all washes off easy. Do a little crusted. All right, guys. All right, guys. All right, guys, I'm so excited.
Jim's been sleeping this whole time. He's gonna wake up and see me and be like, what the hell?
Okay. I'm not gonna put the hair down because I don't want it to get stuck, but I'm just gonna clip it back a little better. So that goes along with the way her face looks. So maybe like a messy clip type thing. I'm so glad we decided to do this. It's so much fun.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go look in the mirror and see, and then we'll be right back.
We'll get a close up.
Okay guys, so this is the completed look. Let us know what you think. I think it turned out really good.
Yeah, and from the pictures you could see it a little more up close and in depth. I really like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the nose blood and the mouth blood were a good addition.
Yeah, because a lot of times, you know, when someone passes away from like impact, they start coughing up blood and stuff. Like it just,
Yeah,
it happens all the time. Like if you puncture a lung, isn't that when you cough up blood?
I think so.
Something like that. So any questions, any better tips that I could use, get at us. We're hoping to do a few more of these type of videos because I really enjoy doing it. I have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, and let us know if there's like some products that you know of, like some cheap products that are really good for like makeup like this, you know?
Oh yeah.
And my question that I thought of for you is, when I wash this off, where do I start?
Okay, so I would start with just peeling off, because I mean, we use Vaseline to stick the stuff on, so just peel that off first. And then just like with your makeup pad or washcloth, just start like really anywhere.
Okay.
Once you get that peeled off. Get the big chunks off first, of course, and then go from there.
And I mean, this took us like a little bit, but if you're getting ready for a Halloween party or something, you know, it's not that long. And then you could just, you know, rip up a t-shirt and some jeans.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe put a little fake blood on those. Boom, there you go. It's a Halloween costume.
Yeah. Spooky and gruesome, the way we love it.
Oh yeah. So let us know if you try this out. Let us know how it goes. Let us know if you have any questions or anything.
Yeah, send pictures. You can post them to our page in the comments. We'd be happy to see how you did.
And we just started a Facebook recently, so the link to that will be down in the description below if you want to follow us on there and see like behind the scenes footage and stuff, like little extras.
Yeah.
All right, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a happy Halloween. Bye.